Shriner lodges have hats with different names. Each hat has the five-pointed star, the crescent, and the sword. These are all Islamic symbols. No other proof is needed that the shrine is Islamic. If you need more proof, read this. Are Shriners behind disastrous Muslim immigration? Makes you wonder, huh? Anyway, moving forward. Shriners helping themselves to the Children's Fund. There's no question that without charitable works, the world would be a worse place to live. And that's all the more reason why when we give money to a non-profit group, we need to make sure it's the right one. The American Institution of Philanthropy is one of several national charitable watchdog organizations. It recently published its report card on 100 failing charities that the AIP would not recommend you donate money to. And you might be surprised at some of the results. Top failing charities in AIP's estimation. Number 1, Research to Prevent Blindness. Number 2, Shriners Hospitals for Children. Only 2% of the Shrine's hospitals' operating income comes from money raised by Shrine Temple and member dues. The bulk is supplied by the hospital's $9 billion endowment. Top Shrine official told a meeting of temple treasurers that poor accounting for cash coming into the organization was an increasingly common problem, and more than 30 temples had discovered fraud. Theft of money, inventory, altered bank statements, padded payrolls, and fake invoices, amounting to as much as $300,000 and involving members of the Divians and the 5-member boards that govern each temple. In one of the rare cases where the shrine actually prosecuted wrongdoing, that temple accused a former top official last year of misappropriating $1.2 million in bingo revenues. The temple settled for an undisclosed amount. Money raised for the hospitals is being used to pay for parties and liquor and trips, and they know it, said Johnny L. Edwards, who was a leader of the Oasis Shrine in North Charlotte, North Carolina, until he began campaigning for better control over money. The way I see it, they're stealing from crippled children. The Royal Order of the Jesters parties are called books that involve the members performing the book of the play. It can be read online. Apparently, the book of the play revolves around the murder of William Shakespeare. This, according to the Jesters website, is how they obtained IRS status as a charity. There are widespread accusations of the use of prostitutes in initiation into the Royal Order of the Jesters. And as a matter of fact, if you ever ask to be initiated into the Royal Order of Jesters, you never can be. Some of these prostitutes have been discovered to be actual sex slaves, kidnapped women who have been captured for the purpose of sex trafficking. Judge Tills, who faces prison time now at age 75, once prided himself as being one of the toughest sentencing judges in western New York State. It makes you wonder how many prostitute cases came before him on the bench and how he sentenced them. His actions, hauling hookers across state lines and even into Canada, not once, but at least 6 occasions, belittles the claim that such practices within the Jesters are not widespread. The FBI's involvement in this and the FBI's involvement in the Jesters' fishing trips to Brazil, that one fishing trip involved at least 19 members and hookers, one as young as 13 years old. When you add it all up, it's all very, very disturbing. Here's a Jester's love boat as depicted in one of their adornment pins. Here are the Jesters in real life on a boat in Brazil. I wonder what this pin is trying to say. 3 members of the Royal Jesters were caught in a federal human trafficking and prostitution sting. FBI agents used court-ordered wire intercepts to listen to the owner of the 4 massage parlors as she ran her prostitution business over the phone. Agents heard her talking shop with a former New York State Supreme Court judge and former director of the Buffalo chapter of the Royal Order of the Jesters, Court Number 22, Ronald Tills. He not only frequented the massage parlors but also supported the operator by taking some of her illegal alien prostitutes to weekend jester parties in Kentucky, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. In his plea agreement, Tills admitted to coordinating prostitutes with top jester leaders for a national meeting in Canada. The FBI's human trafficking sting caught 2 other jesters besides Judge Tills, and they are former police captain John Trowbridge and former prosecutor for the Erie County District Attorney's Office, former New York Supreme State Court law clerk, and former higher member of the Jesters Buffalo Court Number 22, Michael Steinbeck. All 3 entered into plea agreements for violating or conspiring to violate the Mann Act, which was born out of the United States White Slave Traffic Act of 1910. It prohibited white slavery, banned the interstate transport of females for immoral purposes, and addressed prostitution, immorality, and human trafficking. Here are some jesters having a good time. The jesters hired locals to help them acquire girls for their perversions, and one of them, after being arrested, was questioned, and here's what his responses was to some of his questions. What is the youngest age you are aware of a girl being on the boat as a prostitute? The answer, my brother would pick up a group of girls in a certain location and would take them by boat to America. One was 13, one was 14, and there was one who was even 9 years old. The shrine was started in 1873 by William Florence in New York. Someone correct me, please, if I am mistaken. The Shrine Fraternity, which operates the nation's largest charity, has been misleading the public for years. In 1984, the circuses reaped an estimated profit of $17.5 million. The charity's own records show that the hospitals received only 1% of that, a total of only $182,000. Apparently, the real source of income for the Shriners hospitals is a trust fund. Over the years, people have donated directly to this fund or left money to it in their wills. The millions of dollars raised every year by the Shriners simply go to support the Shriners.
The star dancing in the night.
I thought I would make this video because the issue of the Shriners and their relationship with Freemasonry has came up on the internet and in the media. There's a few different things that people don't really realize. Most of the symbolism which I've posted put into this video that I have made, if you notice at the top of the symbolism of Freemasonry, at the very top, there's always the symbolization of the Shriners organization, which is Islamic in nature, which makes you wonder what they're trying to hint at with its depiction in such a way at the top of the scale. And as in the past, used to be you had to be 31st, 32nd, or 33rd degree if you could be to become a Shriner to begin with, before you could ever become a Royal Order of the Jester, and you could never become one by asking. And as a matter of fact, if you asked, you were never allowed to be the Royal Order of Jester. Now, a lot of Freemasons say that's no longer the case, and that's debatable whether it is or it's not. I hope the information I provided you in this video can be somewhat helpful. As always, never believe anything you can't prove with your own research, because you always should be doing your own research. Don't believe anything that anyone tells you, even me.